How are we doing, guys? Welcome back to What Leeds to Be. Swansea nil, Leeds United 4. Now, straight away, I will get onto something on this one. You'll notice the usual famous mic isn't making an appearance on this video because I've broken it. I don't know what I've done to it. I don't know what I've done to it. Some people will be absolutely buzzing with that. Fair enough. But there is a new mic being ordered. I did film this one before with that mic, and yeah, the audio is just absolutely dreadful. It's not particularly great on this one, so this one's straight for the computer. So apologies for the audio, guys. Apologies for the audio, but yeah, the famous mic is broken. It's the last appearance for the famous mic, unfortunately. But one thing that certainly isn't at an end is this Leeds United season because we've been absolutely outstanding last night. Absolutely outstanding. Professional performance, statement win, statement performance, everything you could possibly use in terms of superlatives that Leeds team was last night because, wow, it was relentless. Before the game's even started, we had the blow of Patrick Bamford, obviously picking up what we hope is only a minor injury, but it doesn't matter. Joel Perot goes in, and Joel Perot, I think, puts in one of his best performances of the season. We're 2-0 up inside the first 10 minutes. We're playing beautiful football, as always. It seems to be since January, we've just found that extra gear since January. We've just got that perfect balance now. Drew Evans, Kamara in midfield, Ampadu, Rodon is working really well as a pairing. Obviously, Pascal's come back, etc., etc. Archie Gray, you kind of debate with yourself now. Could his best position be right back? I don't think it is. I think his best position is midfield, but some of the passing from deep he plays in that right back spot is absolutely sensational. Firpo's probably in his best form as a Leeds United player as well. I think he is in his best form as a Leeds player. There's no question about that. And then where do you even get started? That front four, Nonto has gone in, and as good as Dan James has been, I think Nonto took it up another level. In terms of his performances last 3 or 4 games, he's been absolutely unplayable. Is that the only word for it? This is his best form as well in the league shirt, and he's becoming a goal scorer as well. 4 goals in his last 4 games. Nonto, as good as he was at times last season, I never really felt he was someone who would get you loads and loads of goals. But now he's finding those areas and finding those positions and taking the chances ultimately. That's the main thing, really. He's been relentless. Jorginho Rutter, again, I really need to say how good Jorginho Rutter is. Somerville, the same thing. And Joel Perot goes in and takes his chance when he gets it. And I thought he linked up the play quite nicely last night. Maybe not to the same extent as the Bamford, because Bamford, that's what he specialises at. But you know what I mean? Pereira goes in and does a job, and that feels like what the case is for this Leeds team. Someone's missing, someone else goes in and does a job. It's not a case of there's a massive drop off for this team, and that says a lot about Daniel Farke's coaching, man management, the fact that players can come in who haven't started for week after week after week and just straight away be on the pace really, and be on the performance level of the players around them, which is just so impressive. We aren't really used to seeing this as a Leeds team. When we have players coming back from injury or sustained periods of not being in the team, they kind of would be used to them coming back, nowhere near at their level, in terms of fitness or in terms of quality wise. But that's a total difference to this Leeds team. It's absolutely amazing. Obviously, the Southampton result goes for us. That's good, but keep calm. As long as you don't want to lose my head to Southampton dropping points, keep calm. Keep calm. Yeah, I know it's easier said than done, but listen, there's still a long way to go. But that was a massive one last night. It felt like the biggest turning point of the season that last night. The fact that it's such a big swing as well. There's a goal difference. A goal difference is 11 ahead. There's not as much concern if we finish level on points now. Well, I wouldn't say there's much concern at all now if we finish level on points. So it just feels like that, in a way, is also an extra point gained, if that makes sense. So it was absolutely massive last night. But Southampton is still a very good team. We can't get too carried away with that as much as I want to. But technically, I think it is actually in our hands now. I mean, when I say it's in our hands, we have to win every game for it to be in our hands. But unless even if Southampton don't drop another point, well, listen, it's not going to happen. But it's massive psychologically for me. The fact that we go second again. Yes, they've got games in hand, etc., etc., etc. But we still got to play them. They've still got to go to Leicester. They've still got to go to Ipswich. So it's massive. It was absolutely massive, that one last night. I don't know if it sounds massive now, but it was. Second half, again, it probably impressed me as much as the first half, really, in terms of how professional we were. The determination to keep clean sheets in this Leeds team is something else that really stands out. And it feels like a really crazy thing to say when we won 4-0, but it just impresses me so much. Kamara, Gruev's defensive work in front of that back four, they do such good work in front of it. Back four doesn't have to do much really, but when it does it so well. Joe Rodon was furious with a couple of misplaced passes in that second half, and that's the standards of this Leeds team. In terms of how high the standards are, it feels like an insult if the opposition have a shot on target against us, never mind score. And that's the levels we're at this moment in time defensively. And it's just a phenomenal run that we're on in terms of this clean sheet run, this winning run. And it's typical of Daniel Parker, isn't it? At this stage of the season, this is when his teams really click into gear. The press is absolutely brilliant. Just to go back onto the front four again, not just the fact that they're so good technically in terms of goal scoring and making impacts on games, it's the way they press as well that really impresses me. Most of the time, when you see such high quality players, you don't necessarily see the work rate off the ball, but now you definitely do see it. Somerville, absolutely relentless pressure of the ball. Rutter getting better and better. Nonto, I think, has been really good at that side of the game since he's coming back into the team. Perot, I thought, did it better last night. Still needs to improve on that, Perot. But the work rate off the ball just makes it so difficult for teams to breathe almost. And when they are able to breathe and get the ball forward, Rodon and Ampadu just deal with it. It's as simple as that. They just deal with it. So I feel real confidence in this Leeds team. I think there's a level of ruthlessness to this Leeds team. Yeah, yes, we could have won the last couple of games by more, but the level of performance, the fact that all the chances are for us in games at this moment in time. We are completely restricting teams. We're creating chance after chance after chance. And yes, there's times where it's a little bit frustrating in front of the goal, but listen, I'm not going to criticise that front four for 1 minute because the levels of output they produce have kept us in this promotion race all the way through, really. But outstanding last night, absolutely outstanding. I think that's probably our best performance of the season last night. I really do. I think that's all round minute 1 to 90. It was just relentless from us. And Swansea away, Swansea at home. Sorry, when they're at home, and not that bad a team. In terms of they have given teams decent games, but we did make them look like probably a relegation side the way we played really. And I think they are a decent mid-table team. I'm not saying they're brilliant and it's a fantastic win in that sense, but they are a decent team. And I think it's more of a case of we made them look very poor. At least that's what I think anyway, guys. In terms of man of the match, wow, there were so many different options. I mean, Elijah Gruev, 4 out of his last 8 games, I saw a stat that he's managed a 97% pass accuracy, which is absolutely insane. In terms of in the context of what you normally expect from those stats, it's just how relentless and efficient he is. He's just a phenomenal passer of the ball, work rate off the ball as well. And yeah, this it's hard not to go through this Leeds team one by one in terms of individually, and it's not just an individual effort; it's just the whole team just comes together, and that's a great inspiration to give to Daniel Farke, who's made it such a balanced unit. All these fantastic, talented individual players, he's complemented them with, physical qualities as well. Pace, power, height. In terms of physically, we're a really difficult team to get at in that sense as well. So this is a top Leeds team, as I've already said. We have put more and more pressure on Southampton. The pressure's on them big time against West Brom. And we'll see how they get on. Hopefully Carlos Corberán can do us another lovely little favour like he did against Ipswich. We'll see. But no matter what happens on Friday, we go into that Plymouth game full of momentum. And with this promotion race at this moment in time in our hands, technically. So that is the first time I think we've been able to say that all season. So there you go. The momentum has changed. Can it stay that way? I'm not going to get too carried away. I'm not going to make any big statements today because this is the championship. Not yet. Stay patient, guys. Stay patient. No big statements yet in terms of, yes, this is definitely top 2. No, this is definitely not top 2. No big statements yet. But it's looking good, guys. That's all I'm going to say. It's looking good. But yeah, I'll leave it there, guys. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. I've been Oscar, and if you can say whatever you want to say about this mic, that is the last time you'll be seeing it. It's let me down big time. I'm going to have to get a professional mic now, which really is one of those. But I'm sure you guys will be happy. Cheers, guys, anyway.